Well, today we're going to start on part two, and this will be broken down into another little mini series because in a previous video I had discussed with you ground prep and for your foundation. And we went over that, and I gave you some advice, some tips, and some rules of thumb. But now we're going to start on talking about foundations. And because people's attention span seems to be really short, I'm going to break it down into a couple mini videos over the next week. And and none of that, it's also going to allow me to go into a little bit more detail without having a giant drug out lecture video. Because until we start building the house that I'm going to be doing in a couple weeks here, I can't really show you much of anything. But I can discuss a lot of stuff with you. So let's start. When we talk about building foundations, the first thing most people usually ask is, what does code say? Well, building code is simply a minimum legal standard required to prevent structural failure and keep people safe. It tells you the smallest footing you can pour, the minimum thickness of concrete, and the minimum reinforcement required so a structure does not collapse. Think of it this way, okay? Building code is like a minimum passing grade in school. If your score to pass was 50% and you passed with 50%, nobody would say that is the best performance possible. The same thing applies to construction. Okay? A house built strictly to minimum code usually stands and performs adequately, but a house built by experienced builders that have been around the block for a while will go beyond the minimum code in most cases because it's logical, it's rational. We want to build the best product that we can for our customers because they're paying lots of money for this stuff. And well, going beyond minimum code will perform better, last longer, and have far fewer problems over time and in the future. Now, good builders understand that foundations are not just about holding a house up today. They're about protecting the structure for the next 50, 70, or even 100 years. Okay? Like the things that we think about is long-term soil movement, moisture intrusion, frost pressure, drainage conditions, structural load changes over time. The minimum code gives you the bare minimums to prevent failure. Okay? Professional building practices aim for something better. If you got a good home builder or someone that says that they're professional, they're going to try to go a little bit above and beyond to make sure that they're giving you a good product, okay? Like we go for durability, stability, and longevity, okay? A foundation is the single most important structural component of any building in the world. Like it's simply just the most important part. So, because it's what's holding up your building. Everything else, the framing, the roof, drywall, the finishes, it all depends on the foundation staying stable. Like if your foundation just falls down, then what good is that? What good is a foundation that just buckles in on you or collapses or doesn't have enough support? Just like if you don't have good ground, it's not sitting on good solid ground. That foundation's not going to last. Okay? So, if the foundation shifts, cracks, or settles unevenly, the entire structure above will start showing problems. Doors won't open properly, floors will begin to slope, walls will start cracking, and once the foundation's problems start, they're usually the most expensive to fix. Like money, money, okay? And once the foundation starts to show their problems, well, it's going to just hit your pocketbook hard. And anyone that's been in trade that has any experience will tell you this one thing. The most expensive concrete you'll ever pour is the concrete that you have to fix, replace, or repour. Like literally, it's the most expensive concrete that you're going to spend. If you do it poorly, it's going to become the most expensive concrete. Okay? Like, it's you just don't want to be going in having to fill cracks or break out chunks of the wall or your walls start buckling in on you or the pressure from outside, your frost heaves it up, and then you got to come and redo it. Like there's just things that you can do that would make it better. So we're going to go over what minimum code says in the next video. We're going to go over what minimum code requires, and we're going to go over little things that you can do to make your foundation last longer, make your foundation better. That's not going to really set you back too much money. Okay? It's not going to set you back too much money, but it's going to be money well invested to prevent stuff. So, like literally, you're like how I like to do my footings, how I like to do my piles, how I like to do my foundation walls, how I just like to just go a little bit above and beyond. Like, people will say there's no such thing as overkill. Well, sometimes overkill can become a problem, but for the best part, overkill, well, doesn't really hurt anything. It just gets more expensive. And you don't need to go overkill. You just need to go above and beyond. It's not really that hard. So, stay tuned for the next video where we will start talking about minimum code, the small things that we can do to improve on it, and that don't cost a whole lot more money, to start giving you a better product for your customers, or if you're building a house yourself, and it'll just keep you going a little bit more, a little bit farther. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, which will come out tomorrow, and we'll start talking about that. And then the video after that one will go over actually what I'm drawing here is going to be a template for a foundation that we can do, that I can use to show you little changes, things that you can make. So stay tuned, my friends, and I'll catch you in the next video.